In Season 1 with the 2017 Cleveland Browns, we went 4-13, an improvement over the real-life Browns, who didn't win a single game in 2017. This earned us the 3rd pick in the draft. While the Browns chose Baker Mayfield first overall, in our alternate reality, Josh Allen went first overall to the 49ers. Baker Mayfield went second to the Jets, and we selected none other than Lamar Jackson with the 3rd pick. Although I initially wanted to ease Lamar Jackson in and not throw him into the deep end right away, especially since Kaiser had a slightly better overall rating, I had seen enough after the first game of the season. So, the highly anticipated Week 2 matchup against the Steelers became Lamar Jackson's first game as a rookie for the Browns. Despite being completely overwhelmed by the Steelers, with several learning moments for Jackson, there were also some significant milestones for our rookie quarterback. He threw his first touchdown pass to Corey Coleman and his second to fellow rookie Cortland Sutton.
Here's Jackson.
In Week 3, during Jackson's second start, we already saw progress. Against our division rivals, the Bengals, we secured our first win of the season, led by Lamar Jackson, who put up an AFC Offensive Player of the Week performance with 3 passing touchdowns, nearly 150 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. The beginning of something truly special. We've seen enough and decide to put Kaiser on the trade block to see what we can get for him. He's developed into a young quarterback with star development and an 81 overall rating, so we have high expectations. Perhaps a bit too high, as I was hoping for a potential first-round pick. However, the Ravens come in with an offer I can't refuse. Our quarterbacks need help, and the Ravens offer Marlon Humphrey. He is just 22 years old with a superstar development trait and an 84 overall rating. Additionally, we received 2 third-round picks from the Ravens. This trade proves to be invaluable later in the season when Humphrey repeatedly steps into the spotlight. With the addition of Humphrey, we significantly improve our defense, creating a unit we can rely on alongside our offense. We start climbing the ranks, and halfway through the season, we have a 7-5 record just behind the Chiefs in the playoff hunt. At this point, we host the Ravens, which is the perfect opportunity to see if we made the right decision trading Kaiser to the Ravens for Humphrey. Time and again, we stop the Ravens' offense and we go into halftime with a 17-0 shutout. Remember, these Ravens have an 8-5 record, so they're definitely a good team. Although the Ravens managed to score a touchdown in the second half, we end the game in style with a pick-6 by Jason McCourty off Kaiser. After our victory over the Ravens, the race for the playoffs is in full swing. A nail-biter against the Packers follows. A red zone turnover from a forced fumble at the end of the 4th quarter seems to secure our win. But we don't manage to run enough time off the clock, giving Rodgers a chance to bring the Packers back into the game. With 20 seconds left, they tied the game with a field goal, sending us into overtime. We need this win to make the playoffs, and are lucky to win the toss and receive the ball. We waste no time, and on a 3rd and 6, we find Duke Johnson with a screen pass. He finds a clear path to the end zone, securing the win and a playoff spot for the Cleveland Browns, their first since 2002. Due to a Week 18 loss to the Lions, we enter the playoffs as the least favorable 7th seed, meaning we'll face the 2nd seed Steelers, our rivals, who we couldn't beat twice this season. But before diving into the playoffs, let's review how our players performed this year. We finished the regular season in 2nd place in the AFC North with a solid 11-6 record, securing the 7th seed. Alex Smith led the NFL in passing yards, still is the Chiefs quarterback, so we're not seeing Patrick Mahomes yet. Matt Ryan threw the most touchdowns with 44, but more importantly, how did our rookie quarterback Lamar Jackson fare? Jackson ended up with 3,700 passing yards, slightly less than fellow rookie Mayfield, and significantly more than Josh Allen. He threw an impressive 29 touchdown passes against 13 interceptions, making him clearly the best rookie. He also added 8 rushing touchdowns. Other standout names on offense include rookie Cortland Sutton, with over 1,100 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns in his first season, and tight end David Njoku, who proved his quality with nearly 900 receiving yards. Joe Schobert, who is already a top 10 tackler in the NFL last year, made it to the top 3 this season. Our defense showed significant improvement, as evidenced by the number of sacks our players recorded. Kirksey led the way with 14.5 sacks, placing him 3rd in the NFL behind Von Miller and Aaron Donald. Myles Garrett also had another strong season with 13 sacks. With this well-developed defense, we start our playoffs against the Steelers. In the first half, our defense is the star of the show. Both defenses are incredibly strong, and it's only with 2 minutes left in the first half that Lamar Jackson scores the first touchdown of the game. In the 2-minute drill, the Steelers manage to get close to our red zone when Roethlisberger forgets that we have Marlon Humphrey as our cornerback this year. A dangerous pass to the flat is read by Humphrey, and he takes his interception to the house for an amazing pick six just before halftime. Although the Steelers score a touchdown in the second half, our defense keeps them under control, and we end the wildcard round with a strong victory over our rival. In the following divisional round against the Raiders, we start off weak and quickly fall behind, although our defense keeps us in the game with clutch moments. We only score 2 field goals in the first half and suffer a blow just before halftime with the Raiders' touchdown, making it 6-17. It's not until the end of the third quarter that we manage to shift the momentum thanks to our defense. After yet another punt, the Raiders start their drive from their own 5-yard line. After 2 strong stops, their O-line can't handle our blitz, and linebacker Alexander sacks Derek Carr in his own end zone for a safety. In the ensuing drive, our star players step up. Lamar Jackson himself scores at the beginning of the fourth quarter, making it a 1-score game again. As I mentioned earlier, Marlon Humphrey plays a crucial role later in the season. After his pick 6 against the Steelers, he steps into the spotlight once more. Under pressure on a 2nd and 10, Derek Carr throws deep, but his pass is underthrown and Humphrey is there to intercept it. Following the turnover, Lamar Jackson leads an impressive drive, including a stunning 40-yard scramble into the red zone. He finishes the drive himself with his 2nd rushing touchdown, delivering the final blow to the Raiders. Unbelievable but true, a year after we managed only 4 wins in our first season, we now find ourselves in the AFC Championship game with the transformed Browns. Facing another surprise team this year, the Denver Broncos, led by none other than Paxton Lynch. We start off with a bang, scoring an amazing touchdown by Terrence Williams, putting us in an early, comfortable position. The Broncos seem unable to stop us, and before the end of the first quarter, we make it 14-0. However, complacency sets in and the Broncos make a comeback. By midway through the third quarter, they tie the game at 21-21. Thanks to Jackson's creativity and his connection with Courtland Sutton, we reach the red zone again and regain the lead through Corey Coleman. Going into the final quarter, we face a 2nd and forever, and I force a pass with Jackson into coverage, resulting in an interception. A costly mistake that I can only blame myself for. The pass just wasn't there. Multiple times, we seem to stop the Broncos, but they keep converting on 3rd down, extending their drive. This eventually leads to a game-tying rushing touchdown by their fullback. We get the ball back with 6 minutes on the clock, but fail to make a significant play, resulting in a 3-and-out. The Broncos have the ball again and control their destiny. They just need to score and avoid turnovers. Clearly, Paxton Lynch didn't get the memo. He goes for a deep pass, throws it short, and our rookie Dante Jackson intercepts it, returning the ball past midfield. Methodically, and with ball security in mind, we drive the ball to the Broncos' goal line, and with just over a minute left, Duke Johnson puts us back in the lead. Our defense steps up with multiple sacks in the Broncos' final chance, including one by Danny Shelton on 4th down.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything.
The Browns are Super Bowl bound. In the Super Bowl, we face the Philadelphia Eagles, still led by Carson Wentz. As is often the case in a Super Bowl, the game starts slowly. It's not until the second quarter that the first touchdown is scored by the Eagles. We still don't seem to be fully in the game by the 2-minute warning before halftime. That is, until Lamar Jackson shows his magic with a huge scramble, putting us directly in the red zone with a great chance to score just before halftime. With 44 seconds left, Lamar Jackson finds Courtland Sutton on a slant with a high throw, giving us the lead. Little did we know that the second half would be explosive.
That is intercepted.
It starts with a nice rushing touchdown by Royce Freeman, putting the Eagles back in the lead, 14-10. Then, a fantastic interception by rookie linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, selected by the Eagles instead of the Bills, leads to another touchdown for Royce Freeman, who reaches the end zone untouched, making it a 2-score game. With a few minutes left in the third quarter, things don't look good for the Browns. I make mistake after mistake, throwing a terrible pick with Lamar Jackson, giving the Eagles a chance to extend their lead to 24-10. Entering the final quarter of our first Super Bowl, we slightly regain our composure. A strong drive with several escapes leads to a score by Duke Johnson with 8 minutes left. Our strong defense holds the Eagles to a 3-and-out near their own end zone, forcing them to punt on a 4th and 14. Our returner, the highly praised special teamer Cordarrelle Patterson, steps up. He dodges one man, turns the corner, and gets past another. With only the punter left to beat, he has no problem scoring an incredible punt return touchdown, tying the game in an insane final quarter of the Super Bowl. Our defense is now on fire, holding the Eagles to another quick 3-and-out. It's up to the offense to secure the win. With 3 minutes left, things look bleak with a 3rd and 19 from our own half. But Lamar Jackson is unbelievable, completing a pass to good old Njoku while being tackled hard, converting for a first down. We then convert a 3rd and 9, but stall at a 3rd and 13, leading to a field goal that puts us up by 3 points. The Eagles get the ball back with 1:12 on the clock and 1 timeout. They repeatedly reach Zach Ertz, moving the ball downfield into field goal range. Incredibly, they stop the clock with 1 second left for a field goal to send the game into overtime. Jake Elliott makes no mistakes, and we head to overtime. The Eagles get the ball first, and we can't stop them. A long drive with multiple conversions ends with a touchdown by James Washington. But with the modern playoff rules, we get a chance in overtime too. We start strong with a big game by Njoku, but Lamar Jackson is sacked by Kendricks. On the following 2nd and 18, there's a chance for something incredible, but Terrence Williams lets the ball slip through his fingers. On 3rd and 18, Jackson escapes 2 sacks to gain some yardage back. Then comes the potentially decisive 4th and 10. Before the play can develop, our right tackle loses his battle, and Jackson is faced with a defender who personally ends the Super Bowl, making the Eagles the champions in this 2nd season of our Browns retro rebuild. It was an amazing season where we became a better team on both sides of the ball as the season progressed. Lamar Jackson rightfully earned the Offensive Rookie of the Year award, and we experienced some exceptional moments, like Patterson's punt return for a touchdown. What was your most memorable highlight from this 2nd season with the Browns? Let us know in the comments. In the next video, we'll head into our 2nd offseason with the Browns and hopefully make another run at the Super Bowl. I found it a bit too easy on all Madden this year, so we might need to add some mods to the gameplay for the next episode. Thanks for watching.